It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, you can notice I have a different backdrop. Folks, I've decided that today is going to be the very first annual virtual awards ceremony by the end of the day with Ray. And this is an awards roast, by the way, which means if you're the winner, you could actually be a loser. But I think it's important to learn from things that happened in the past, learn from some crazy things that happened in the past so we can prepare for a better future. So without any further ado, let's get to these awards. Now, if you win one of these awards, get excited because you're going to win something nice. I'll go ahead, if you accept the award. A lot of people win awards, they don't want to accept them. But if you accept the award, just send me an email, and I'll email you a digital trophy. You can print that off, stick it in a frame, hang it on your wall. And if you feel like you're going to do something delusional or stupid, you just look up at that award and say, well, I don't want to do that, because, Ray will send me another award. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Folks, our first category is an exciting category. And I call it the biggest missed opportunity. The biggest missed opportunity of all last quarter of last year and this year was our friends over at the HP board rejecting the takeover bid from Xerox. What a total missed opportunity. A disastrous opportunity missed. So my friends, it's obvious that HP hands down wins that award. They're going to win the award for absolutely the biggest opportunity missed. Congratulations, Eureka and the team at HP. Hey, our next award is a different category. The biggest distraction in the imaging channel to selling hardware A4. As I think about talking to my friends about A4, I'm the Lexmark fan. Lexmark, great A4 products. But as I talk to my friends in the imaging channel about A4, they always say things like, well, we can't sell enough A4 to make up the money we're going to lose if we go to A3. There's no money in A4. So what did they do instead during this whole pandemic when they could have really honed in on A4 and really helped out some customers? Well, here's what they did. They went out there with a sandwich sign, stood on the corner, doing things like 90-day deferred payments, no payments for 6 months. We'll give you a copy machine. Everything will be free. Then they went out there and started selling these thermostat machines. Yeah, there's a whole lot of money in those. You argued about the A4. At least A4 had supplies and all this annuity stuff. A little bit more closer to home with what we're doing. These one-offs, these thermostat machines, the total distraction from selling A4 products. Totally distracted our industry. So folks, if you're one of the dealers that fell into this category, if you were distracted by these things, just shoot me that email, admit to it, Ray, I was distracted, I did some stupid things, and I really should be selling A4. And when I get that email, I'll send you your digital trophy. Folks, here's the next category, interesting category. The biggest waste of time in a declining marketplace. Biggest waste of time in a declining marketplace, there was two things I was thinking about here. Replacing an ERP system or a DCA tool. Folks, let's be honest, the industry's declining, and I didn't know which one would be worse, the ERP or the DCA, so I kind of lumped them together. I think if you're one of the dealers that was falling into this category, hey, we got to replace the ERP and the DCA tool, well, I got to be honest with you, some of the people I talked to that went down that road, I got to get my pen out because I need some help with this. But as I talked to these folks, here's what happened. It's real simple. They found out replacement gave them zero advantage. I mean, they found out the replacement gave them zero advantage, so it was a silly thing to do. ECI, print fleet, print audit, my gosh, folks, they own the marketplace. Just use them. Use them to their ability. Use them in the cloud. Don't do silly, stupid things. So, you got time to fix it. Just call my friends over at ECI. Folks, the next award, got to get rid of this one first. Hang on a second, folks. The next award, well, big things that fizzled out. There's always these great, grandiose things, and sooner or later they just kind of fizzle out. They go nowhere. I'm thinking about this one, folks. Billing print equipment by the seat, or as I always call it, chair-based billing. You can see my chair clearly over here. No one was going to buy a copy machine by the seat. Crazy, crazy nonsense. The other thing, managed print services. Crazy headlines. Remember the headlines? Managed print services will be a $50 billion business by the year 2025. I'm sure they're reevaluating that number. Crazy, crazy things that fizzled out. And I got to be honest with you, those two things, they get the award. They get the award for the craziest things that fizzled out. Folks, most delusional aspirations. This category is an interesting category. I started thinking about some of these manufacturers and, their grandiose plans. You know, you gotta love Kyocera. I mean, they're a good company, and they decided they wanted to get into production. I have a hard time saying it sometimes. Production print, ink print. They're going to get into this space. They're going to disrupt the hell out of it, I think they said. And I'm sure they can. There's a couple thousand machines out there. They might find one or two to sell. But I got to be honest with you. I think the most delusional aspiration from any manufacturer was the lunacy from HP. The lunacy from HP back in 2017, 2016, whatever the year it was a long time ago, so it's over with now, you would think. When they said they were going to disrupt that $55 billion A3 marketplace with their A3s. Oh my gosh, what a crazy thing. Very delusional. HP, looks like you might be sweeping the night. They're winning another award. Gosh, Eureka's going to have a lot of these awards hanging up in their trophy room. Of course, he might not recognize these awards as anything he wants, but that's okay. Folks, here we go. Stupidest arguments. There's been a lot of stupid arguments, but I gotta be honest with you, during 2020, I've heard some really stupid arguments. Let's go through some of these arguments. We don't need e-commerce. Can you imagine someone actually saying that? We can't make money selling without a contract, so we'll let everybody else sell all these printers that we don't sell in service because we refuse. We refuse to sell something, kind of transactionally, just sell it to them, let them buy it. We only use OEM toner in our managed print services contracts. Think about it this way. You got dealers out there that are not even HP. They don't even sell HP, but they're managing, hundreds or thousands of HP printers, and they've allowed HP to convince them to use some OEM toner in them. Just pure insanity. They could be saving so much more money if they just called my friends over at Clover and said, hey, we want to use your toner in our print management program. I mean, why would anybody use OEM toner in a managed print services program where you actually are contracting the devices, where you're in charge of the supplies going into those devices? Why in the world would you lose any money? You could deliver the customer quality toner without having to buy that OEM toner. Crazy, crazy arguments. Don't need accurate data to control costs. Okay, this is insane, folks. We're going to use what kind of data? We don't want accurate data. We're going to use the data that we got crap in, and we're going to get crap out. We're going to manage by crap. Or are we going to call my friends over next door and actually get some real data that helps you, data that helps you move the ball? Boy, I got to tell you, what a crazy-ass argument that is. Don't need social media as part of our marketing strategy. Don't need social media as part of our marketing strategy. How insane is that? It's the year 2020. You're watching me on social media. But yet you're going to argue that your salespeople shouldn't have social media, shouldn't have those capabilities? Sounds to me like you need to call my friend Rick Lambert over at Sell to Win and figure out how to navigate through that digital intersection I call. Call my friend Norm McConaughey if you're still fighting yourself with this e-commerce stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of crazy things our industry's doing. You don't want to get awards for being stupid. You don't want to get an award for doing crazy things, do you? Well, if you're one of the dealers that fell into one of these arguments, well, you just reach out to me. Reach out to me. I'll send you that digital trophy. You print it off and hang it on your wall. Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost scary. What's our wrap up here? There's the award you're going to get. If you're one of those dealers that made some of those mistakes, made some of those stupid arguments, just admit to it. Just admit to it. And the best way to do that, my friends, is go to the end of the day with Ray's website. There it is. There I am standing there. Folks, become a supporter. Press that button. And when you press that button, it'll take you to my members page. Just scroll down there. There's 3 categories. You can be a corporate sponsor. I'll splatter your name on my website. People can link on there and go buy stuff from you. You can be a reseller member, one of the dealers out there. I'll put your website link on my website, and then you can call me up and I'll talk to you about anything. You can be an individual supporter. You know what? This is the least expensive thing. Become an individual supporter, folks. I've got tons of content on my website. There is a library smack full of all kinds of stuff, all categorized. Kind of hold that down so you can see it. It's all categorized by e-commerce, managed print services, IT services, vast amounts of information. Become an individual member. It'll be a great investment for you. Well, folks, I really, really hope that you enjoyed the very first virtual End of the Day with Ray awards roast. Maybe next year it won't have to be virtual. Maybe next year it could be at one of the big meetings. And I'll stand on stage and I'll give out the manufacturers the awards they deserve if they do stupid things. Because, ladies and gentlemen, going into 2021, we can't do stupid things. We don't have time to do stupid things. We don't even have time to think about stupid things. What we got time for is to be bold, be aggressive in our actions, and go create the new normal. Because we all know this, status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all on Monday.